Oh God, here we go. I've never done one of these live before. I've always done lots of tabletop games live, but I've never actually gone live on a painting stream before. I think I did that once or twice maybe on Twitch, and it didn't really pan out. Like nothing really happened. So I was just like, well, that's the whole reason I ended up streaming on YouTube in the first place. Is because I was like, yeah, you know what? One of these days I'm just going to start streaming on YouTube and I'm going to see if I get decent engagement over there, because anything is better than this. I was streaming on Twitch and getting, like what, 2-3 viewers tops the entire time. And we were close to having like 50 subscribers, but I'm just getting things ready while I wait for people to show up here. So if you're watching the replay, you might just want to fast forward a little bit and see if we're working on something. All I'm doing right now is I'm just taking my brush and cleaning it out on this here brush soap, which if you don't have this stuff, this is the handy dandy Masters brush cleaner and preserver. You should get yourself. It's made by B&J. So I highly recommend this stuff. It seems like it's going to be reversed as I'm looking at it. But like I say, I'm just kind of doing stuff and seeing if anybody will actually show up for this. Maybe if I do something like tweet about it, then maybe I can get someone to actually show up for it. Holy crap, what a concept, right? Let's see if I can find the little picture that I like to use. Yeah, you're going to have to do some fast forwarding here. Painting for charity. That sounds like a good tagline, right? Join me now. Let's post it in, Battletech Painting and Customs. Why not? That seems like a good idea, right? And hell, I got no viewers right now, so it ain't like I'm keeping anybody waiting. Oh, gosh, I have a viewer. Holy dog snot. I was still posting about stuff. Jesus H. Christ. Whoever it is, just say hello, because I'm about to get started. And we're about to try and paint this sucker up like a Thanksgiving turkey. And boy, howdy, do I have some ideas. And then I'm going to start some music here in just a second. All right. Now, this is one of my favorite things to listen to. It's called the Flopatron. I don't know if you can see that. But it's this guy that has this like dot matrix printer and a bunch of like floppy disk drives and stuff like that. And he creates music based off of that. All right, so I'm gonna bust out my brush, my regular old, God, this guy's beat. Now, the first thing I think I'm gonna start with here is gonna be some contrast paint, because I already got this guy sprayed bone base spray, because I plan on doing most of this contrast paint, because I don't want this to be too terribly complicated on me. I'm old, okay? So I've got, the first one I'm going to bust out is Blood Angel Red, because I'm thinking what I'm going to do with this guy is, how all turkeys have that like red, turkey neck. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to do red all up in here, and I'm going to do, the head red. I think I'm going to do the back here. I'm going to do that brown, and I'm going to do the chest here, this little area. I'm going to do that red as well. And then so we have this little thing that runs along the side of the mouth here. I'm going to make that the beak. But so yeah, I'm busting out this Blood Angel Red. That's how we're doing this. And give me my brush. Let's do this thing. The Blood Angel Red. I'm going to start, see if I, you know what? If I'm going to do that, I need something that's got a little bit more precision, I think. I don't want to be dumb. Ruin this before I even start. All right, here we go. Can we do this and not totally ruin it? Let's find out. Just going to get in there. That's about where I want it to stop. Making sure you guys can still see it. All right. So far, so good. Let's get in that little valley right there. And I figure even if I get a little bit of that red somewhere I don't want it, you're not going to notice it. I think that's about where I'm going to stop the red, right there. But I'm definitely going to get the head. Who knows? We've already determined that's where I'm going to stop it on the other side, so that's where I'll stop it on this side. Definitely going to do the rest of the head, though. I figure that's a good spot to stop it, right there. I like that idea.
If you used Windows throughout the 90s or early...
I don't want to hear this. I want to hear Floppatron. Where's the Floppatron? Piss me off. Making me hear stuff I don't want to hear. I think I can get a little bit more in there if I try. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. So that's where all the gobble gobble is going to go, I suppose. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to put the Blood Angel away. Later on, I'm going to bust out some of this stuff. I'll get that Carrowbird Crimson going. But for the time being, I'm going to let this dry. And while I let this dry, we got to bust out the Gorgrunta Fur. There we go. That's what I'm doing next. Gorgrunta Fur. I don't think I need... Yeah, but you know what? I'm having such a good time with this brush. I'll just keep using it. Except this time I'm going to load it up with a bunch of bullshit. I'm just going to go ape shit on this. And I'm probably going to paint the waist here silver at some point. But you know what I'm going to do is just get the paint on there right now. I ain't going to worry too hard about it. So I'll go over it later if that's what I need to do. All right. So far, it's passed the first test. I don't absolutely hate it. I feel like that's the important first step for most of these things that I end up painting. It's like, did I start out hating it? No? Oh, well, then I'm doing all right. Just trying to make sure this paint gets spread out enough to hit the areas that I want to hit with it. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say that I'm starting out not hating this, which I think is a really good start. Usually I have to convince myself it doesn't suck, like right out of the gate. I have to be like, no, Tuck, no, just keep going, just finish it. And if you can at least get to the end of it, then you can decide. But rare is the time that I start out immediately liking it. So I'm just trying to be careful so I don't go over the red. There we go. There's more Floppatron. See, last time it auto-played me onto some other crap. Still working. Bonus points to you if you can hear this song played on a dot matrix printer and still tell me what it is. Because I recognize it right off the bat. I'll give you a hint. It was on Guitar Hero. Man, it looks like I'm painting it with coffee. See, I want to dispel the notion that this contrast stuff is just for beginners. Like, oh, this is great for beginners, but if you're an intermediate or an advanced player, well, you shouldn't be using this because that's for noobs. And I hate that idea. But I am going to see if I can't spread this out a bit. So if you ever get too much of this stuff on there, just use your brush, wick it away, you know. Don't stress. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm going to leave the guns alone because I think those are going to be silver. Anybody recognize this song yet? If you do, well, you get major cool points from me. I seriously can't believe I'm doing this. I'm painting up an Annihilator to look like a turkey. Of course, if you want me to switch the music and play like Mech Warrior 2 or something like that, just tell me. Yeah, it really just looks like I swear, like I've ground up coffee grounds and added water to it. Look at this ridiculous BS. All right, I'm going to start working on the lower half. I can at least play this music and not get copyright flagged. That is not... Oh, well. It's dead. Play that song. Well, if you guys couldn't guess the last song, it was Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force. But everybody should know this one. That is, if you can hear it. Well, whatever viewer is there watching, you are like my only person. So just do me a solid. Tell me who you are. Like, hey, say hey. Because you lead me to it, and I'll just talk to the wall for the entire time. I'm not doing so bad. God, what is life? I still don't hate this. I thought for sure I would be like, well, this sucks, but I'm going to keep going. Well, I'm just trying to get an even coat here. It's all right if it pools a little bit. Because I'm actually going to use a wash on this later. I'm not just going to have this be the only coat. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. All right. Still going. Well, if you didn't figure out this is Ghostbusters by now, something wrong with you. But I'm not going to spam all the groups again because I just basically just did that last night. Eventually, I'd think all the moderators would eventually wind up hating me. See what they play next. I'm not even looking at my phone. I'm just Waiting to see. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you got it, Nanolis. It was Ghostbusters. We got another popular tune from the 80s on right now. I don't even have to look at my phone. I can figure out what this is. It's like I say, this is just one of my favorite things to listen to while I paint. It's like an old dot matrix printer and like 80 floppy drives and stuff like that, just making a bunch of noise. All right. See, I had a little bit too much right there. I wasn't a fan. So I used the paint to reactivate it, picked it up. That's a special little trick you can use. All right, I think I got a pretty good spread here. Yeah. Neat. All right. Brown done on the bottom half anyhow. The brown up here on the top half has pretty much dried for the most part. And I know that red is dry now. So what I'm finna do is bust out some of this Carroburg Crimson. There it is. And we're gonna go over the red stuff now. Here. Does it look like a turkey neck yet? Is it ridiculous? Because if it's ridiculous, that's exactly what I'm going for. All right, so I'm keeping the same brush. This is, you're wondering what this is. This is my Army Painter Wargamer Regiment brush. The tip of this guy has, shrunk in recent years. It's lost more than its fair share of bristles, but you know what? It's still going strong. It still does pretty good. So I'm going to load up with some Carroburg. I feel like this song is like trying to tell me something. Let's spread that in there. All right. So far, I still don't hate it. Trying the best I can. Oops. To keep this on the camera. I've got the camera pointed like directly at my table. So this is where all the magic happens. Oh, look at that. I missed a tiny spot with the brown. All right. Now you can tell I got that wash up all up in the turkey neck part. Yeah, it's looking real good. All right. But yes, I may have missed a tiny spot right there. Here, I'll try to point it toward the camera. There. So you can see what I missed. But I don't feel like that's the biggest deal in the entire world, because what I'm about to do is whip, pardon me while I whip this out, is my Agrax Earthshade right here. Bam. We're going to use some of this stuff. I'm going to use this on the brown, my handy dandy wash holder here. Because I literally darn near just spilt my Carroburg Crimson, but here's the deal. Where'd I stick that? If you look, this thing barely has any left in it. So when it tipped over, it didn't really spill. Here, let's go with this one. If anybody hates the Floppatron, I'm sorry, just tell me and I will change the music. But this is just, I don't know, one of the most relaxing things. to me. Scooch that. I'm trying to scooch this somewhere where you can see what in the heck I'm doing with it. There we go. Is specific unit camo. I've never painted anything or paid too much attention to any of the well-known army patterns. No, Nanolith, here, I'm going to pause this. This is literally just a silly project that I felt like doing. I wanted to take old Ral Partha Annihilator and paint it up like a Thanksgiving turkey. So that is literally what I do. And if I hate it, screw it. I'll throw it into the acetone and I lose nothing. But I figure at the very least I can sit here and stream this for charity. This is mainly a Wolf's Dragoons mech. Like, you'll see them fielding this guy an awful lot. But it's just one of those things. Like, I've wanted one for the longest time. And I kept saying, I'm going to paint it to be a Thanksgiving turkey. That's what I'm going to do. Why? Because who the hell knows? I think it's funny. And that's it. Let's wash this down with some Agraxer Shade. See if we can't get a little bit of depth on that guy there. And yeah, I know it, like I say, it makes no sense. It doesn't have to make sense. There was a wrestling character in WWE at one time. It was probably one of the silliest things they ever did, among all the silly things that they've ever done, called the Gobbledy-Gooker. And it was, you know, a dude dressed up in a turkey suit, and he was wrestling. If you don't know what that is, like, I highly encourage you to look it up and watch it, because it's some of the most ridiculous wrestling spots you'll ever see. But that's what I wanted to do. Is I was like, well, I'm going to paint this up like a Thanksgiving turkey, and I'm going to name it the Gobbledy-Gooker. And every time I run an Annihilator from here on out, if it's this particular Annihilator, I'll be like, you have to face the Gobbledy-Gooker. Why? Because it's, ridiculous. That's why. So why not? And I figure, well, now's a good time because they got that new plastic Annihilator coming out with the Barnes & Noble exclusive, which I did get a hold of. So if nothing else, if I want to paint an Annihilator in a serious way, then I have that, and I can do that. So it's not the end of the world. Let's see. Nanolith says, I mean, one could argue collecting and painting mini plastic figures doesn't make sense. If it makes you happy, that's all that really matters. Oh, yeah. Bang on, Betty. And while I've been doing this, the bottom seems to have dried up a reasonable amount here, so I'm just going to keep working. I've also got a fan right next to me, so I'm just going to, I've had it next to me this whole time. Hopefully it just keeps things drying off as I work on them. So a lot of times I have to sit things down and wait for them to dry, which is no fun. But in this instance, seems as though the fan that is next to me here is working for me. So I'm going to let it. All right. Key with this wash does not go too heavy. Sometimes you can't even tell you put it on there. So I'm just going to, eyeball it. This part is relatively easy. It's just going back over and covering all the spots that you painted with the other color. It hopefully gets us a little bit of... And then it doesn't make it as obvious that you used contrast paints. I feel like it's certain times, if you don't apply it right, it's blatantly obvious that you used contrast paint. And then you get people who are like, contrast paints are noobs. Motherfuckers. So, let's see. Jeffrey Barnes says, I'm inspired to complete a lance with the Thanksgiving theme: turkey, pumpkin pie, green bean casserole, and fruit cocktail salad. Okay, this is intriguing enough that I have to know. Let's just assume that this thing here is the turkey. Okay, that's fine. So what would you have be these other things? Like what's going to be the pumpkin pie, what's going to be the green bean casserole, and what's going to be the fruit cocktail salad? And are you going to have cranberry sauce? I think that's what everybody wants to know. Will there be any cranberry sauce? Okay, so here's where I'm going to appeal to you, the viewer. I have a question. First, I'm looking for a small enough brush to point this out. Okay. Now, you see these striations here on the front? These little guys. I was thinking about painting the tops of them. Yeah, I'm going to have to paint that brown. I was thinking about painting the tops of them, you know, red, orange, and yellow, and then leaving the last one brown. Because you know how on those like kids projects, they always, you know, had you put your hand down on it on a piece of paper and then you color it, you know, because your fingers would all be painted different colors and the main part of your hand would be brown and your thumb is brown, and then you smash it on the paper, and so your pointer finger is red, your middle finger is orange, your ring finger is yellow, and your pinky finger is brown, and everything else is brown, and that's how you made the turkey, right? Well, I was thinking about doing that right there on the front with these lines, or I was thinking about doing it up here. Let me see if I can't. There we go. With these, see, I got these lines right here. I thought about doing it up there, but I wasn't so sure you'd really be able to see it if I did it up there, because you got it on both sides here. I was thinking I could just take some paint and get in there. Let me soak some of that up. And then just paint the inside of it. You know what I'm going to do now? Because it bugs me. Is I'm going to take some of this scrag brown that I got sitting here. Take my little tiny brush. And I'm just going to go over this little bit of red. If you can see it. See if I can't tilt it in such a way that you can notice it. There it is. You see right there? It's got that red. I didn't want that there. So I'm going to paint over it. Boom. Man, you can hardly tell. Are there any Huron Warrior models? The big fanned out headdress thing could look good for. Oh, great idea. God, I'm ashamed I didn't think of that. I just looked at this thing, this Annihilator, and thought, man, this thing looks like a giant turkey. That's where the idea for all that came from. Now, let's see. Unfortunately, it seems that my luck has run out for while I'm working on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off my paint handle, and I'm going to set it right here in front of my handy dandy USB fan. Let that thing dry out. And in the meantime, I've got some Comstar guys I can work on. Yeah, see, the torso definitely does look like a turkey, he says. Yeah, see, that was just the thing that tipped me off. I'm like, man, this thing looks like a friggin' turkey. So, of course, you know, if I wanted to strip it, I got this guy right here. I could bust out the Mackie. Be like, hey, Tex, you want to carve the turkey? All right, so what I'm going to do on these Comstar dudes is I'm just going to start painting some silver, because that's kind of where I'm at with them. Where's that brush I just had in my hand? I am terrible about this stuff. Close enough. And we are going to paint us some metallics. Worldwide Goji. They said I could be anything when I grew up, so I became Godzilla. Attributed to the Annihilator pilot. Very nice. Who knows? Somebody. Don't let me down. This is a Valkyrie. I don't know where that LRM stops and where it ends. So I'm just going to paint the whole plate there and say the hell with it. And if the guy I'm painting it for doesn't like it, then I will simply apologize later. Be like, I couldn't figure it out. Don't have to do too much of this before the other stuff is dry. And then the fun part will present itself, some dry brushing over there. There. I'm going to get that gun barrel there too. Because why the heck not? If I get a little bit on the arm where I don't want it, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal because I can put the wash over it, and then who's going to know? Oh boy, this is a fun song. It's a fun song to hear on the Flopatron anyway, so if you guys can figure it out, kudos to you. Drop the name of the song when you can hear it. The Huron Warrior was a good idea, but I still like my idea of an Atlas painted like a pilgrim, complete with tall hat made out of Sculpey, and the AC-20 modded out as a musket. I ain't got that kind of skill. Who do you think I am, Dale Eady? I ain't got them kind of skills. Now remember, folks, we're streaming for charity tonight. The link is in the description. And we're doing a gimmick tonight where if you email me at wearebattlebound@gmail.com and you'd say, I donated and I donated this much, I'll match it up. And if so, then I will send you a preview of the Battlebound Christmas special, which I have done a lot of work on. Video killed the radio star! Motherfucker, you got it! Yes! Man, that makes me happy. All right. I think I'm going to paint these little doodads silver. Because it just seems to me like that's the color they would be. And not a moment too soon. See what we got next. See if you can name the song before I can, because I'm not looking at it. It's on autoplay. Oh, I know what this is. But I'll give you guys a minute to figure it out. Let's see. Worldwide Goji Kai says, LOL, I have 0 painting skills. All my mechs are currently solid black. All right. Yeah, that's the Stealth, the Navy SEAL Mech Force, Motorhead Company. Time to play the game. I'm going to get all the silver painted on this guy before I pick the Annihilator back up. The good news is, that's a lot. These little light mechs aren't that big, so not a lot, not as much surface area to cover there. Anybody got an idea on the song yet? I already know this, but I'm giving you guys a chance. I honestly don't feel like I need to do anything else. Yeah, I get that jump jet, though. That ain't gonna hurt. Sometimes with the silver, less is more. There we are. At the top. Perfect. All right. I'm going to let that dry before I start putting wash on it. Let's go back to the Annihilator. Be like, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Aw, yeah. It looks pretty good. Anyway, wake me up when September ends. That's the name of the song. Hold on, my phone tells me we have a donation. Let's have a look. All right, $10. Thank you. Whoever chipped in $10. It says anonymous. I don't know who it is, but if you email me at wearebattlebound@gmail.com and you're like, dude, that was me, I'll send you the preview of the Christmas episode. So now let's see. What I think I want to do first is I think what I want to do is dry brush the head. So let me bump the camera first because, you know, let's see. Nanolis, do Comstar mechs have any shown insignia giving away their Comstar, or are they just white and constantly outnumber you? Well, some folks like to put Comstar. I think when they were on Tukiyid, they had the Comstar logo on their mechs because they want the clans, I suppose, to know who's kicking their ass. But like anytime Comstar is doing a black op and they're just showing up and everything's painted white, I'm pretty sure they don't have a logo on there because that would sort of defeat the purpose. They'd have to be like, well, this has to be a true black op and we can leave no survivors. So I think that they leave the logo off. All right, so let's get my handy dandy nap kinds of character. It's got all kinds of color and class. I'm going to bust out the Evil Sun's Scarlet. That's what I'm going to use for this dry brush on the head here. It's one of those things I've just already cut the lid off of. I use this as a dry brush color a lot. Tukiyid, no. After Tukiyid, folk took them public and they started running insignia. I guess that makes sense. So I'm going to bust out my Army Painter Wargamer small dry brush for this. And I'm just going to dip it in there. That's a lot. Wipe most of this off on the... I'm trying to put it in such a place where you can see me doing it, because I'm going to wipe most of this paint off. And earlier from spraying it, my thumb still has some paint on it, so I'm going to test, see, I just tested it on my thumb and I'm like, wow, that's way too much paint. I don't want that much. So I'm just going to keep doing that, and I'm going to keep rubbing off the paint here until I get to a part where I feel like it's an acceptable. Yeah, that's good. Now I'm going to dry brush the head. And as you can tell, I'm not exactly trying to be super accurate here. This isn't, going down the trenches of the Death Star. If I feel like I need a little bit more paint, I'll just run it back through. Yeah, there we go. Now, the thing I got to really be careful about is getting it in here, because what I don't want to do is dry brush any of the red onto this brown. Let's see. Worldwide Goji. It's hilarious that no one but Space AT&T could defeat the Clanners. I think that any of the great houses could have done it. Like, just prior to Tukiyid, the Smoke Jaguars landed on Luthien, and House Kurita kicked their fucking asses all the way back to the occupation zone. So that's why they were so eager to bid away so many of their forces when they were on Tukiyid, is because they had just gotten their asses handed to them on Luthien, and they were like, well, we got to make up for that. We got to, assuage our hurt feelings there. And so I think that the great houses could have done it. It's just me. All right, that's good. See, Nanolis says, well, they basically are clanners, just slightly less insane. No, I think they're just as insane. I don't think there's any credence. No, they're nuts. Space wizards. I'm done with that red. Thing is, I'm going to bust out my bigger dry brush here. This is my Citadel M dry. Then put this napkin over so that I don't accidentally run my brush through any of that red that I just put on there. Let's see. Worldwide Goji Kai. Not really clanners, since Comstar are made up of crazy, powerful space wizard LARPers. Yeah, see, there you go. That's the way I'm going to have a sip of this Mountain Dew. All right. What do we got next? That ain't what I want. Go away. All right. I'm going to stretch my legs just a little bit. Comstar are insane just now. Well, at that point, it's like insane is insane. Like, they're space wizards and techno, freaking cultists, and cultists are insane. They're just a different kind of insane, but my personal opinion is no less insane than the clans. Comstar are a special kind of insane. Well, so are the clans. All right, dry brush this stuff. I'm going to bust out this Scrag Brown, which I used earlier to go over some of that red that got into a spot that I didn't want. And I'm going to just coat the bristles here, but I'm going to brush off most of this. I'm just trying to do it in such a way where you can see. I'm going to use my fingernail again here to test it. Yeah, it seems good. And now, if you're going to dry brush the whole thing like this, you can take what you've got on your brush and you can just do a little test area right here and see whether or not, it turns out in a way that you like. And if you need more, just get some more. Yay, okay, I'm happy with this. Now that I know I'm actually happy with that, I can start going to town on it. And when I need more, I'll just dip back for a little bit more. I'm not going to put as much on the second go around as I did the first, but I'm just going to wipe most of this stuff away. Nanola says, shame there's no super tiny thermostats to stick into the turkey. Well, hold on. I have the large laser of a crab. Does that work? All right. Yeah. All right, that's cool. And you'll notice I'm not sitting here like trying to be super accurate with it. I'm just hitting it. Going back when I need some. But every time I go back, I get, a small amount. It's only that first time do I want to get a decent chunk of paint. Man, it looks like somebody had an accident over here. Let's see. Worldwide Goji. Tuck, I agree that the great houses could probably have defeated the clans if they actually gave a shit enough to stop fighting one another. Yeah, that's true. But I think it would have gotten to a point when the great houses would have had to do what they did in when they reformed the Star League. Remember that? And they stuck Sun Tzu Lao at the head of the whole thing, and then they went and annihilated Clan Smoke Jaguar because they were like, this is a common enemy, So I feel like that would have gotten to that stage eventually. And I'm just dry brushing here wherever I feel like I need to add some more. So you guys never told me. What am I doing here? Am I doing the feathers right here on the side of the neck? Or am I doing the feather colors here on the front of the chest? Give me some kind of direction. Help me out. I'm still kind of working on the body here. Jeffrey Barnes, arguably, the FedCom and Draconis Combine were starting to. Comstar just got scared they would lose Earth and decided to have a panic attack. About right. What do we got here? No, I want to hear this. See if I can't get the inside of these legs. I got a little too much there, but not the end of the world. Man, this is turning out way better than I thought it was going to turn out. Just being honest. I thought I was going to hate this. But you guys voted for it, so I was like, you know what? All right. I think that's good. What do you guys think so far? Does it look like a turkey yet? Wait till I get the beak. Yeah. See, it's a little heavy right here in the butt piece. Let's see. Worldwide Doji says, I currently white primer and flat black, 2 coats, and detailing Ghostbusters model flat enamel. What paints do you recommend? Well, that was Country Roads, in case anybody wondered. I use kind of a little bit of everything. Like if you look here on my desk, if you could see it, I'm not going to camera, but I've got, I'm sitting here. I got Citadel paint. I've got Army Painter paint. I've got, a wrist that will hit the camera. I've got Privateer Press paints. I've got somewhere around here. I know I've got Bones paints. And I've got the contrast. So honestly, I a different smattering of paints, and you're really just not sure of yourself, and you're like, yeah, I don't know if I can paint so well. Pick up some of the contrast paints. I think the contrast paints are good, but at the same time, I think that they are also good for intermediates as well. I think I'll paint the stripes last. I think that's what I'll do. But next, I want to try and see if I can't work on this beak, because the whole idea of the beak just makes me laugh. So I'm going to bust out the Citadel Flash Gets. The Flash Gets Yellow. Can everybody still see okay? I got this notification that said your connection is unstable, and I'm like, you bastard! You bastard! What's next? A cranberry sauce bag. See, I said. Now I need whoever it was to tell me what's going to be cranberry sauce. Jeffrey Barnes, this is where it's time for you to come and answer for your crimes. All right. And I need a small brush for this. I'm going to buff out the Citadel XS Artificer layer. Don't let me forget the cap doodad is right there. Let's see. He says, I'll DM you a pic of what my Battle Master... Ooh, BB. He's going to show me his Battle Master. Oh, I've never seen somebody's Battle Master. LOL, cranberry sauce is just a maroon mech, but there isn't really anything good to use that color. Oh, hey, Tex, what's happening, Daddy? He's on the stream. Wow, $250. That's amazing. Holy dog snot. I don't know if it'll show up anytime soon, but wow. If you can't see me, but I'm saluting over here. Let's start with the beak. The beak. Thank you, sir. I plan to do a stream pretty much 1 to 2 times a week until we hit that goal, and I'll probably be posting about it on Twitter and Facebook and all that fun stuff. I mean, I have faith that we'll get there. It may just take like a month. I think after a week, like having almost $1,200 has been pretty freaking good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a decent chunk of water in the bristles here. And that way it thins the paint down just a little bit. And what I'm trying to figure out a way you can see what I'm doing here. All right. I'm going to rub off a little bit of it on the lip, because I ultimately don't need a crap ton of paint to do what I'm trying to do here. Oh boy, this is where we could totally ruin it. Let's see what we can do here. Painting the beak. All right. I think that's coming along. I'm going to do the same trick here. See if I can't just keep this going. Yeah, that looks a little smoother, don't it? But the trick is we're going to have to paint this sucker all the way around. And then I'm going to use a contrast on it to give it a little bit of depth. I swear it's going to look like Big Bird or something. This entire like painting gimmick here is basically one giant shit post. Like I haven't painted anything for fun like this, and I don't know how long. I mean, technically you could call the Devil's Mech. I painted that for fun. This guy right there. But you know, fins. If you haven't seen that episode, it's the Halloween episode. Up right now, you can watch it. All right. Yellow is one of those colors that like I could just never, for the life of me, no matter how much I try, can't paint that shit. It always comes out looking like, oh, there goes the arm. I'll have to glue that back on in a second. That will be easy. All I got to do is just get this stuff going. Once I finish this, I'll work on that. It's like battle damage. All right. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat at the moment. Let's see. Someone said somewhere do yellow over a pink base. No, Lynn, nobody said that. You said that. Don't lie to me. I will catch you. I will do things. Things like make you play Battletech instead of Warhammer. Mwahaha. All right. We got the beak. Now I'm going to fix this friggin' arm. Where is my super glue? Oh. It's like it was just out of my reach. There goes that. Sorry about the noise. I can't really move. So, all right. I had to get out my zip kicker. Don't make me summon the great god of painting, Duncan. I don't know who that is. I don't know that guy. All right. Can we fix it? Good thing all that happened after I got done doing the dry brushing and stuff and things. Do and boom shakalaka. From downtown. Who knows that game? Give it a little doot. That should do it. Now, get back to what I was doing. Oh, Duncan Rhodes. Okay, I'm sitting here going like, what, Duncan, like the guy that makes the yo-yos? I'm like, I don't know these people. I should know Duncan Rhodes. That's enough of his friggin' videos. Yes. Now, I'm going to take my contrast Ian in yellow, and that's what I'm going to go over. Worldwide, Goji Kai says, I sent the pics. Check your Twitter. I will when I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah, Lynn Moore says he used to be the GW Master Painter. Yeah, he used to paint all the stuff for the boxes and whatnot, the box arts and things like that. What brush do I want to use? I want to use this one. All right, let's give that yellow some color there. Now I'm trying to just spread this out a little bit. I'm not trying to make it like hella dark. Just enough to let it know I was there. Don't worry, baby. I'll go easy on you. All right. So, move on. I'm going to bust out the red again. My evil son. I'm going to start painting the... You know, I think I've made a decision. That paint job is really coming together. Thank you, Worldwide. I think I'm going to paint the feather gimmicks right up here on the neck, because that just seems to me what makes the most sense. The feathers are behind it, right? So, bust out the evil son again. And just like I did a second ago, I'm going to leave a little bit of water in the bristles, turn on some music. So the first thing I'm going to do, a little bit of water. Okay. Start with the one right here in the front. Just realized you couldn't see what I was doing. I was like, no, I swear I'm painting. I just noticed that arm that fell off lost a little bit of paint there. So, you know what? I'm going to leave that like it is, and I'm just going to paint it silver later, and then nobody will ever know. It's like Bob Ross said, we don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. Lynn, I'm using mostly contrast paint here, so like I actually haven't used it. The first time I've used real paint was on the Beak here. Everything else has just been washes or contrasts. And I'm just going straight from the lid here on these highlight colors. I'm not even going to worry about it. Boom. All right. Now, got the red. The next color in this particular line is orange. So I'm whipping out the Troll Slayer orange. See if I can get that down to where the camera actually focuses on it. Yes, I have a wet palette. It's sitting right here. Look. See? Got my Army Painter wet palette right there. But I'm painting with ink. So, like, I'm not that worried about it. Anybody figure this song out? All right. That turned out okay. Cool. Now, I don't know. Let me see if I can get this. You can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, Queen, don't stop me now. Goji says, painting metal minis for me is the devil. My old paint jobs on minis back in the day started flaking as soon as the paint's dried. See, I always tell people your first 20 minis are just going to be awful and just get used to it and paint anyway, because it's not supposed to, be a friggin' Rembrandt, This is another Queen song. I know you'll figure this out. All right. Now you can really... What color should I make the last one? Should I leave it brown or what? Lynn Moore, no, it's not a MIDI. It is a dot matrix printer. Here, let me see if I can't get it up on the screen. See, it's a dot matrix printer and a bunch of floppy drives that is all programmed to play the music. Eric, looking good, my friend. Keep up great. Thanks, brother. But yeah, okay, so I got one little stripe to do back here. Right there. And I don't know what color I should make that. I've already done red, orange, and yellow. So if you guys want to give me some kind of direction, I'll paint it whatever you guys think I should. I should say, let me amend that statement. I'll paint it if you guys give me a decent color and I don't hate it. So let me get out my Fugan orange, baby. The Fugan orange. Let's see. Nanola says, I feel like the Tukanator should have a bunch of fluid guns spraying out burning hot fry oil. I thought you were going to say gravy. Shoot gravy. Yeah, I'll mash your taters. The Fugan orange is going over top of my orange stripe here. Both sides. That's all I need that for. Then I'm going to get the Carroburg out again. Boom shakalaka. Do the red that way. Be cool. I am actually going to leave the yellow the way it is because I feel like if I do anything else to that yellow, it's going to just dull it, and I don't want to do that. So. What I am going to do is take a little bit of this yellow, and I'm going to highlight the beak. All right. I'm happy with that. Fester Cluck. All right. Let's see. Turn that off for a second. I'm trying to think of what color I want to paint that last stripe. I'm just not coming up with anything interesting in my head here. I don't want green. I can't use blue. I've already done red, yellow, and orange. So, oh well. Next thing, let's bust out some lead belcha. And then we're going to start doing Beetleborgs metallics. Who remembers that show? What do I want to do here? I'm going to leave all the stuff in the turkey neck here. Red. I am not going to mess with that. But I did just say we're going to paint that shoulder thingamajigger there to hide the fact that the paint came off of it. So as I feel like that's as good a spot for me to start as any. There. All right. What pattern do you have again? I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking to me, I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Seeing as how I did that shoulder bearing silver, let's just do the other one the same way. We'll get there. I was going to say that one was dangerous because I couldn't see what the hell I was doing. Didn't have the light shining on it. Okay. I think I'll paint that silver too. Oh, okay, the feathers. So the feathers, if you look right here, you've got red, then you've got orange, then you've got yellow, and I have one last little stripe right there that I can paint, some color, and I'm not entirely sure what color I want to paint it. This looks like a vent, so I'm just going to paint it silver because the paint chipped off, and then that way nobody will know. At least that is the hope. Now, bust out my regiment brush again because I'm going to do the waist now. I'm not going to glob the paint on there, but I'm trying to get the best spot for you guys to see what I'm doing. If you can't see what I'm doing right here, well, I'm sorry. I got to be able to see what I'm doing. So many times when I do those painting tutorials, like the Painter's Pit videos, I can barely see what I'm doing. Some of those paint jobs, they probably looked rough. Looked fine when I was finished with them, but I was actually sitting there painting them. Trying to get a decent coat here if I can. Well, you guys can actually see pretty well there, huh? See, I missed just a little bit there, but cover that up. Now, where else do I want to paint silver? Definitely think those guns and that thing right there. Whatever that is. See if I can make it in such a way that you guys can see what I'm doing. And I can also see what I'm doing. Cool. Definitely do the gun barrels next, I think. Back side of the knee joint, like right in there? Okay. I can do that. That seems like a logical spot. You know what else I'm probably going to do is there's these little vents right in there inside that leg. So that's where I think I'm going to do it. Oh. I want to go easy on that though. Oh, yeah. That looks decent. Won't have to do the inside of the knees on the front. But there's a little vent there on the front of the feet. So let's do that. Good. Let's get these guns. Very good. Nice. You expect that to go half as well as it went. Now I'm going to get the guns on the arms. Yeah, it is pretty awesome, huh? You guys, we are almost $1,500 that we have raised for her. So I am super excited. You guys are doing great. Not bad for a week, huh? These gun barrels. Make sure we get those little striations there. So I'm going to want to do that when I go over it with the wash, which is probably my next step. Yeah, Manolis gets it. See, if you can't see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. This is just one of those times. I have to hold the miniature in such a way that I can see it, but you may not be able to. Now, whatever you do, don't go eat a Vegemite sandwich, because those things are gross. What do we think of the Flopatron? You guys like that? I like it. That's just me. I accidentally got a little silver on there, but I'm gonna hit it with some scrag. And now you don't even know I did it. Alright, let's get the other gun barrels. I'm trying to figure out a way I can do this where you guys can see what in the dadgum hell I'm doing. See, Worldwide Doji Kai says, I found out the hard way that regular model glue does not hold metal miniature. No. The glue that I use is this stuff. Army Painter Super Glue. And then, of course, I recommend all of you guys get some Zip Kicker. There you go, Zip Kicker. Made by Zap-A-Gap. Glue it on there, and then you hit it with the Zip Kicker, and that stuff pretty much hardens like right away. What else do you guys think I should do to it? If anybody knows this song, like, you get mad props. I don't think anybody will be able to guess this. And so far as the silver goes, I think that's really all I can do. Do you guys think I should do silver right here on the vents in the front, or should I leave it all red? Flames on the feet for all the people that fail flying a turkey. I'm not that talented. I can't paint no flames. That ain't gonna work. Alright. Well, I feel like not as much as I'm gonna be able to do there. So what I'm gonna bust out now is this stuff, the liquid skill, the Null Oil. Leave it silver. Okay, I agree with that. Now, see if I can get this in such a way where you can watch how this works. Great, you can see the waist, right? Cool. Whoop. Man, I love this stuff. Nice. Okay, just getting these ball joints here. Somebody should know this one. I don't even have to look at the screen. Yeah, there you go. It was in Transformers? And just in case anybody was curious, I was inspired to take up this paint job by Worldwide Goji Kai because we were talking about Thanksgiving themes last night. That's how I thought of it. Manolis, you guessed Nickelback? Oh no, where's my gun? I have to shoot myself now. This is Linkin Park. Numb by Linkin Park. Oh. Gotta go about the feet. And I gotta get those little vents in there too, don't I? Boy, that was a lot. See, if you get too much, you could just use your brush to pick it up. So try not to freak. Boom. All right, good shite. Cool. You guys never told me what to do with this last stripe. What if I used like Reza Rust? I could get away with it. I could make it. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. Reza Rust is typically a dry brush color, but I think that I can pull it off. All right, Lan, you see right there? You got red in the front, orange in the middle, yellow in the back, and then you have, this is just brown right here. But like, I would put, another color there. You know how when you make them when you're a kid and they have all different colors? I'm just trying to think of what color I would use. You have any brown that is darker than the body color? Well, yeah. $50-50 yellow white. That sounds like work. If I got anything out that would be darker than what I've already used, it would be this Battlefield Brown. That's like really dark. How about like a bronze? And maybe Canoptech alloy. Maybe a lighter brown like Hammerfall khaki. Ooh, what about this? Meneth white highlight. I like that idea. That's what we're going to do. Meneth White highlight. Putting away the freezer rest. Putting away the Meneth. Yeah, exactly. Progression, natural progression of dark to light. That's exactly what I thought of. I looked at it. See, can we do it in such a way that you can see me? Okay. Yes. Yes. It's almost like a rainbow down there. Stick that over there. Now, this metallic stuff is all dry now, so what I am going to do is get out a different small dry brush, which I know I have. I just look hard enough. Here we are. I knew it was here somewhere. So, list is I'm going to whip out that Rune Fang steel right there. Get it on the camera. Rune Fang. And I'm going to shake this guy up because I'm going to start dry brushing all this silver stuff with it. Now, I'm not going to worry about the stuff in the chest here, like these guns, and I'm not worry about that. Because all that's going to end up happening if I do is me get silver on it. I don't want to get, you know? Yes, he figured it out. Team spirit. Of course, I'm such a nerd that all I can think of is Weird Al. I don't think I can ever hear a song that Weird Al did and not hear the Weird Al version in my head whenever I listen to it. Coming right along. Just dry brushing the waist now. Get that thing while I'm there. Now you guys should be able to figure this one out. The neatest thing is YouTube isn't going to copyright strike me for this stuff. Dungeon tiles, yeah, I know that feel. I will admit that the very first time I heard the term dry brushing, I thought it just meant taking a brush with no paint on it that was completely dry and moving it across the miniature. And I was like, yeah, that's right, dry brush. I know what that word means. And had no fucking clue. I'm like, why do people do this? Moore gets it. Scorpions. Goji Kai says, my favorite Weird Al song is Dare to Be Stupid, and not because it was in the 1986 Transformers movie. Turn this off. Mark Mothersbaugh of Devo actually was not like legitimately upset, but like just dang, he out Devo'd Devo. I've seen him live a few times, man. It's a blast every single time. I realized I missed a small spot here, so I'm just gonna do that. All right, now the question is, I think the cockpit should be green. That's just my personal opinion. And also, Goji, I don't know if you know, but Dare to Be Stupid isn't a parody. It's a style parody. It's just supposed to sound like them. It's not actually supposed to be a parody. Let's go with the Warp Stone. Just for grins. I need my extra small one again right there. All right. See if I can do it without ruining it. Without ruining it. Without ruining it. All right. I don't think I ruined it. So what I'm going to do to set that green off, I'm going to whip out my Warpstone Glow Contrast. Nah, the Weight Watcher ain't going to do nothing. All right. Can't paint with that end. All right. Without ruining it. Got a little bit of it on the red there, but that's easily fixed. Boom. I like that. Let's just bust out my evil sun here just to fix that tiny little spot. There we go. Nobody will notice that wee little laddie. All right. Neat. Let's see. The scene, it is in place of the character Rekgar's intelligence level. Eric Idle played a friggin' junkie on. See, I always thought Dare to Be Stupid was in the credits of that movie. And that's it. Now, take that off. Think. Now my next step here is going to be painting the base, and then I want to start working on the what kind of basing material should I use here? Should I use like some mud, or should I do something like that? But I'll put this guy away before I lose the cap to it. Get my regiment brush out. Let us do the sides. I figure brown for the sides and orange for the front. It'll be kind of like Thanksgiving and pumpkin pie and all that stuff. That's just kind of what I feel like I should do. I like to paint the sides of my bases. I feel like it really just adds that little extra. Take something from, yeah, that looks cool too. Oh man, that looks dope. I like to do this first because then whatever basing material I put down, I don't have to paint over it, mess with it. Something barnyardish, that would be like mud. Who here has been on the internet long enough to remember barnyard shenanigans? Only on newgrounds.com. Man, this hex base was all kinds of fucked up. I like to give these things 2 to 3 coats. If you look, you can see how streaky it is. So I like to go over these hex sides at least 2 to 3 times. Scrag brown is one of my real favorite warm browns. I saw these guys in Hampton, Virginia in the 80s. Klaus is shorter than you think. You're talking about the Scorpions? All I think of is the Iron Giant. Oh, nice. All right. Next, I'm going to get out Patrol Slayer again. Yeah, if you don't know this song, something wrong with you. And look how thin that went on. Jeez. Good thing I do a lot of coats. Man, that dried almost instantly. That's wild. Still not the hugest fan. Just wanted to have it thicken up right there in the middle. Okay. What do we think? I'm not done yet. Haven't done the base, but does it look like a Thanksgiving turkey? especially these little bulbs right here. Okay, so when it comes to the base, let's see. All about that base. Whoa. I had something sitting around here. Haha. How do we feel about sterling mud? That seems like a good idea. We are currently $65 away from hitting that magic $1,500. All right. How do I want to apply this? I guess what I'll do is I'll get out my spatula and I'll use the small edge here. And I'm just going to get it in there. I want it on the feet. Because this is a giant stompy robot, right? Like, it's supposed to be stomping around. It's going to go, you know, sink down into the mud. I think that's a lot of things that a lot of folks miss. Is they're just like, oh, don't worry about it. Just kind of let this part of the process take you wherever it's going to take you. Scooch it in there. Now here's a banger for you. I'm trying to goop this stuff on so when it dries it looks cool. That's the hope anyway. I don't have to look at the screen to know what this is, what this song is, but the question is, do you guys? I'm trying to move my hand so you guys can see what I've done to it. There we go, got some mud on there. Worldwide Goji Kai says, everyone who donated tonight is a super Chad. Thank you. Your donation goes to a good cause. Yes. Worldwide Goji Kai is correct. Whiskey in the Jar. Here's the name of the song. Now I'm going to set this thing in front of my handy dandy fan here. Whip out another Comstar guy. But I mean, you had the right idea, Nanos. You were in the ballpark there. I think, what is this? This is a wasp. Okay. Alright. That gun. Let's work on the hand. I wasn't sure if that was thunder or what. Alright. Coming along. I think I'm going to paint that little circle right there for grins. Alright. I want to get in there too. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. That's going to look cool when I put the wash on it. It's so funny, if you look, this miniature has this grate right here, but not on that side of the leg. Well, I'm not complaining. It's one less thing I got to do. But I can see it right there. There we go. Found it. Oh. Let's see. Worldwide Goji. I heard that there was potential for severe storms in Oklahoma tonight. Yeah, so what else is new? Yeah, Paradise City. This is the Flopatron. If you look, it's a dot matrix printer and a bunch of floppy disk drives playing the hits. Spinning the hits of the 80s, 90s, and today. It's been today for like 20 years. There we go. Making some progress. Let's get that other hand. I'm trying to do it in such a way y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure that was thunder. I don't think there's anything else that could have been. Basically, until the tornado is knocking down trees out in front of the house, I'm not going to worry about it. If you worried about every severe storm here in Oklahoma, boy, you'd be worried a lot. Oop, the light flickered. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I saw that. I can hear the tornado sirens.
Oh, the sirens are going off? Nice.
The sirens are going off.
How funny. Oh, man, it's coming down, isn't it?
Yeah, we have a thunderstorm.
Good Lord Almighty, it's coming down in sheets.
Yeah, Mommy told me earlier, yeah, we were in a thunderstorm warning.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I didn't think the tornadoes.
Well, the tornado sirens go off, you know, if the stiff breeze blows past. You guys can. I know what a tornado looks like at this point in my life. Hey, Lynn, are you seeing all this? Are you seeing this rain? Well, I'm effed in the B. I can't go out and get another soda after this is over. Let's see. Worldwide Goji. I got distracted earlier and missed it. What mech is the Space AT&T one? This is a Wasp. I'm just painting the silver on it. While we all batten down the hatches here in Oklahoma. I think I can do a little bit better on that Valkyrie, to be honest with you. There. Honey, this is the song that's playing while the tornado is outside. Oh, what? You're gonna get Travis Meyer? As usual.
Every siren is going off.
As usual. Oh man.
Yeah, it's
a good one.
I heard one a second ago, so I pulled my headphones off.
Yeah, that was a big old thunderclap.
Pretty fucking good out there.
Oh, Lord Almighty. No wonder my knee's hurting. Oh, golly. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, there we go. Had to stretch it. Oh, Top Gun would be a much different movie with this in charge of the soundtrack. You're goddamn right it would. Oh, Fudge-a-mania. Oh, man, I'm getting old. Oh, golly. Okay. Damn it. All right. Next up, let's get this dull coat. Now I'm just going to spray this guy down while I let those things dry. I love this stuff. All right, look at that. He all glassy. He's shiny. All right. Let's set that back in front of ye old fan so it can further dry. What's on the bench? Never mind. Later, which now I'm letting that cure. Some dull coat, and now that I've done that, we're gonna go back to the Comstar fuckery, and I'm gonna bust out the Null Oil again. If my internet cuts out because of the tornado, well, I'm sorry. There's a nader. It's a nader. If I can't see it, I don't care. Just remember, it's not bad until Travis Meyer rolls it up his sleeves.
Well, I can never get News on 6 to fucking work right now. Yeah, News on 6, I can never get their live feed to come up. We're in it. No, we're in the path.
How close?
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Right now, we're still tornado warning. I mean, that's the path.
You got what? Do we got a touchdown yet?
I'm trying to listen.
Hey guys, I might die tonight. We gonna live stream it. I ain't letting a tornado stop me. Let's see, Worldwide Goji. No worries, Tuck. I used to be a chaser, and now I've gained a bit more common sense and become a sky warren spotter. And then my phone just went off. How about that?
See, we're right here. See? See that little corner right here? It's blinking between the cheese and the all that shit right there.
I bet you I could paint these little thingies silver, couldn't I?
Circulation's over basically over Hard Rock right now.
Ralph Wiggum.
See that?
I'm in danger. Well, I'll worry about it when the walls start shaking. I'm sure the high wind speed will help cure time for the... You're darn right. It's always good to be able to tell a client, well, I didn't make a deadline, you see, because my house blew down. Also, I don't have your miniatures anymore. Ooh, rotation.
It's over Hard Rock right now. That one
Is rotating.
Debris tracker.
Nobody in Hard Rock Casino is leaving the slot machines.
Oh no, they watch the weather up there. They'll let people know over on the intercoms.
I'm just saying they don't care.
21st, 31st, and Lynn Lane, there's some debris flying around.
That's nothing. That's nothing.
Not here. But debris could be anything. That means tree limbs, all kinds of shit's flying around down there right now.
We live in an apartment complex, yo. Ain't nothing gonna save us. This thing comes through. Alright, that's probably dry by now.
I think right here where we are, it's just gonna be thunderstorm.
Oh yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any actual.
Yeah, kind of like that last one where it passed literally a mile under us. I think you're not.
Dog don't want to go outside.
Right
She
now,
don't know.
that's the area of stop. That is the area of concern right there. And what is that? Oh, we are way south of that.
Yeah, I didn't figure. Boom. Yes.
Yeah, they have rotation, they have debris flying.
Goji says, the last chase I ever went on, my chase partner was a total yahoo, like an idiot in a movie, core punched into golf ball hail. Not, geez Louise, Papa Cheese. That ain't something I want to be a part of. I don't know nothing about all that.
It's literally, you're gonna have to swim if you want to take a shit out
All right. Now that we got that done, let's move on to Le Wasp. Of course, the dog's radar is like, oh, it's flooded outside. You know what? This was a great time to say, I'd like to go outside now. My radar is pinging. Bing, bing, bing. This is an inconvenience. Bing, bing, bing. Now's the time. It's where that dog is like keenly aware of such things. Tang. Let's get these earpieces here. Let's get these jets. Benny and the Jets. Didn't want any wash there. Is Gary England rolling up his sleeves yet? No, the sleeves aren't up. So I'm not worried about it. I would have to be, it would have to be way noisier outside for me to care at this point. Okay, this is dry, but what I'm gonna do is see the, here's my little spatula, here it is. See, the mud is starting to dry here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rough it up a bit. I want it to look like, mud. If I don't rough it up a little bit, it'll just look like this soft mound of baby poop. So I'm going to mess with it just a tad. There. That looks decent. Now, I'm still waiting for that to dry. But what I'm going to do this cockpit is I'm going to bust out some of this art coat. And what does art coat do? Well, it adds that glossy sheen. See how the cockpit looks real dull right now? We are going to bust out just a tiny bit of this stuff. A little dab will do ya. And we're going to paint it right onto the cockpit there. Boom shakalaka. Now, you can probably see in the light how it's all shiny. There you go. So you can see it. It makes it so that it's looks like it's, glassy. Glassy. Frosty. All right. Dr. White says, remember to thin your paints. Well, I've been using contrast paint for this stuff. And my philosophy on the silver stuff here is like I rarely ever thin this stuff down because after I put the wash on it, like who's gonna know? It doesn't screw with the detail at all. So I'm just like, it sounds like extra work to me. I'm sure Duncan Rhodes is crying somewhere in a corner, but put that guy back in front of the fan again. Now, let's see. For the cockpit on these dudes, thank you, Dr. Seeing as you haven't been here, I'll show it to you. So here's our Gobbledy-Gooker. He's the Thanksgiving turkey. You know, there's his little stripies there. Little feather stripies. Yeah, I think this guy turned out pretty well for a joke mech. He's got the turkey neck. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. Oh, you're only going to get that joke if you're old. All right. So, let's do the cockpits on these things. Jesus. Look at that. Blew its wad. I'm not that kind of girl. Geez, now I got leprechaun finger. Look like I've been, getting down and dirty with the leprechaun babes. Okay, where's my tiny, tiny brush? I'm going to use this guy, I think. And this is just an Artist Loft brush. You can get this from any Michaels. Size number 3. Make sure I'm not spreading any of that paint somewhere I don't want to. And I am just going to take a tiny bit of this stuff, dab it right in the hole here. Boom. And I got these guys here on the side. Boom. Boom. So there's our cockpit there. I'm going to come back and let that dry for a minute. Let's see. Also, does peck count as melee? Man, it should. He's got to use his pecker. Pecker wrecker. Whew! Man, smooth. Lucky on that one. Woof. Yeah, did it. Oh, in there. So I'm going to let that dry because I'm sure I got some green in places I didn't exactly want to get it. On this Valkyrie, anyway. That's okay because I can just take some white. This, more of this Meneth white. A little on there and just paint over it. Boom. And on that side. See? Now it looks like I was just like super skilled and all that jazz. I am like the farthest thing from it. So, oh well, yeah. The Wasp isn't one of those things that I expect to last. But at the same time, like when I was playing at Black Widows versus Grey Death, I managed to make that Wasp last the entire friggin' game. I only lost one stinger. I expected every single light mech to get its butt whooped in that game. Okay. I want to put a little more green in there just because I feel like I'm going to use this Weight Watcher just to fill in the spot because I don't feel like I need a crap ton here. I'm just trying to... Bingo. It's all the little things, the little things. Okay. Let that dry. How's about you? Ooh, could use a little bit more right there. Well, if it's worth doing right. Bingo. All right. And the thunder rolls. Okay, let's check on this guy. See how we're doing over there. And the base is still kind of wet. But it's almost to the point where it's solidified. This stuff on the outer edge here I can definitely tell has. In here and there. So it's mostly there. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my Gore-Grunta fur one more time. See, well, you made me laugh, so I toss under $5 into the dono. Thank you, brother. You have a good night, Dr. White. We'll see you later. I can never figure out just how you manage that. Well, I'm a fucking badass. That's why. I wasn't all surprised at the loss of the stinger, but I never thought the wasp would survive that long. Well, I'm the pimp, motherfucker. That's why. Well, fuck with me. All right, let's get that Gore-Grunta going. Let's get it to a point where you can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Apply liberally. I just want you all to make sure you can see. Man, if you guys want to hear funny stories, I could tell wrestling stories all night. Lord. Never run out of those. Alright. Looks pretty good. Back in front of ye old fan, you go. Then once that sucker is dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust out my Scrag Brown again. And I think this time I'm going to use a different dry brush. Where is it? Just had the son of a bitch. Where'd you go? Well, seeing as how you're talking about that wasp, Goji, here it is. Huh. Looks like some paint has flaked. Good thing I have the color right here. I can fix it. Well, for that to dry. Mr. Konyev. Elmo fix. Let's see, kind of like that one guy in a stone rhino slowly strutting around like a total Chad in a war zone. Stone rhino, very slow, very big, lots of guns, lots of armor, survivable. Yeah, it can survive. It's got, large pulse action. It's got 2 Gauss rifles. Don't knock it. It's got a shitload of armor. It ain't the best. Like, you take it up against something like a dire wolf or something like that, it's going to get creamed, but it's going to put up a decent fight in the meantime. So there it is. It was hiding from me in plain sight. That's the dry brush that I'm going to want to use in just a second. Once I know for a fact that this stuff is all dry. I mean, we're getting there. It's not exactly 100% yet, but I can put some more orange on the front of that hex base, though. All right. Now I don't have to worry about the tornado blowing my house down again. Let's get some more tunes going. Yeah, you should know this one. All right. So we'll throw that down in front of the fan again. I believe. Chris Cox, what's up, brother? Well, I can honestly say years of painting beat my years of painting. What? Let's whip that dull coat out. Spray it down. I close the coat now. I suppose there's worse fates. Gobbledy-Gooker looks wicked. Thank you. I am quite happy with how that turned out. It may not be the most pro paint job in the world, but by gum, I love it when a plan comes together. And this is all thanks to you, Goji. Like, I would have thought about painting this thing if you hadn't brought up that Thanksgiving thing that you were talking about. I've been wanting to do this for so long. All right, I think that stuff's dry. So, bust out my handy-dandy shit napkin. Get out my scrag one more time. Oh no, it means turkey's on the menu. Did you ever meet a turkey that carved you? Now I'm dry brushing the dirt. You can kind of see it. Right. So now I've gotten that. Yes, Tainted Love, Nanola, she got it. Do you know not done yet? We're going to bust out this handy dandy solution. This is my mod Podge. Looks like this. I love this stuff. I use it on all kinds of fun basing. Question is, can I reach it without messing up the camera? Oh. I'll whip this stuff out. Field grass. So I'm going to take a little squirt of this Mod Podge, and I'm just going to pop it right there. Just a little dot, that's all I need. Take one of my brushes here and get this one out. Hey, Chris, are you still there? Just say yes. Chris, you're gonna hate yourself, but you totally missed Tex earlier. He was on here. He came in to say what's up. What the hell? All right. Sitting there going, why does my camera look all jacked up now? There we go. Got some field grass there, but what I'm going to do in the front right there is I am just going to grab some of my tufts. Stick that guy right in there. I knew that would pop him. All right. Put away that field grass now. Got it. Okay, so I basically think we can call this one done. We got the Gobbledy-Gooker done, you guys. And we did it for charity. He says, I'm sorry, but that awesome monthly and chili cook-off on Tuesdays, that was a good episode to watch. Oh my lord, I laughed so hard. I don't know what you're talking about. Man, we killed this, you guys. This is great. I'm super, super thrilled about this. And we made it up to 1440, and my stream is glitching. So maybe it's the severe weather, who knows. But I did what I set out to do. I'll post pictures of it up on the page here in just a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it out now that we've got about 2.5 hours streamed. I think we did pretty good. So thank you, everybody who donated. Thank you, everybody who showed up to sit here and bullshit with me while I painted this silly-ass creation. If I don't talk to you before then, have a happy Thanksgiving, eat some pumpkin pie, and all that fun stuff. Mike Crowend, what's up, brother? Thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you all next time out on the Space Lanes. Thanks for sitting here with me. We'll see you all later. And thank you for donating.